And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Cisco's Modded Adventures. Last episode, we attempted to fight the Dead King, as well as covered some of the stats and everything that we've accumulated, resulting in our armor being so high, and whatever else may be the case. So, yeah, unfortunately, that raid did not go as planned. As you guys saw, that Dead King was level 107. I don't know if he has like a preset value of what he should be, and then as you venture away from spawn, the level increases. I have yet to go through the config and actually check his level, but yeah, these guys are insanely hard to fight. They do so much damage, it's kind of insane. So that kind of blows, but you know what? We can't really give up because of that. That's just a slight minor setback. I have a feeling that we should be able to do something about it. So, not to fret, actually. We'll take this. I am really debating whether to get into mining colonies just because that would actually extend the series way past what I originally have planned. So, yeah, look forward to that. Maybe I'll cover it just a bit, just because it is a little tricky. And then also we have a lot of mine colonies, regeneration stuff, which I don't know what it really does besides what it looks like is heal the dudes. So maybe if we're lucky, that also implies that it will speed up the process of building. If not, yeah. What I did want to mention is, so I do have these different little plant things going on here. However, I am probably going to move it somewhere else just so that I can continue building my base out here. So I do plan on building in this series, so we will add more houses along the lines. And then as you can see, I do have some of these human companions. I am thinking of maybe going out and finding a couple more and bringing them over. And or we'll find a way to start fortifying this place and expand out this way, including some villagers, which would be pretty cool because over here is where the village is. I might actually copy paste some of these extra houses using the create schematic, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, we will be expanding this into our own kingdom, and maybe also somehow merging some mine colonies, because yeah, this is technically a mine colonies abandoned village, so we should be able to get some resources here. Maybe we'll flatten this area out, and then this is where we'll have the mine colonies here. I guess I could expand the village since this is all mountainous. This should all roughly be in a similar wide level, and then down here we'll have our homemade, or what we build. So yeah, I do plan on expanding the wheat farm and reducing the size, just because at this scale it looks like we're gonna have a massive wheat farm, which looks really cool in the mornings when we do wake up. However, I do think I'm going to reduce it, so in order to do that, I'm probably going to bring the wheat field underneath the bridge over here, and then start cropping it just so we could get a little bit of this to be reduced. So like up here as well, since I have it going all the way up here, I think I'm gonna crop it somewhere over here and make it end somewhere along this line so we could have a path going this way, just because I do plan on removing our current crops. And how is that this will be moved somewhere else? I already gotten plenty of everything that we have here, so I should be able to make all the different types of food. Now the only thing that I kind of need to make just to get it started is probably the animal farms, so I'm probably gonna just toss them over here just because I do plan on starting to build within this area first. So yeah, I'll probably harvest these guys one last time, destroy all this, and get this prepared into a town center some sort, and then, or probably work on the field first, and then once I think the field looks good, then we'll start working on all that. So yeah, even though this has served me well so far, we will be saying goodbye. And as you can see, basically everything has grown out pretty quickly. So we do have our little potato carrot crop rotation over here. On the side, we have half and half of cabbage and tomatoes, which those are completely full. Here I do have rice. If you're wondering how to grow rice, they do need to be planted in water, sort of like seaweed or kelp. The only difference is, in kelp, it needs water to be able to grow. For rice, you only need the base plant to be planted, and then it'll grow. And then once it shows above the water like this, then it is ready to be harvested. So yeah, we already have a bit of rice stored. I'll probably harvest all this. And then, of course, I do have pumpkins, melons, just because that'll help. Well, pumpkins, food related, melons, also food related, but also potion related, because we can make some instant health potions. Just because if I try to get as strong as possible, as I possibly can, and attempt to fight these bosses and notice that I am not winning, then we are going to have to dabble in potions and hopefully maybe get some good stuff from that, just because Iron Spells has been nerfed quite a bit. I'm pretty sure it is just config stuff that Cisco might have messed with, nerfing Iron Spells, which is fair. Iron Spells is pretty OP if left untouched, but at the same time, when you have the passive skill tree stuff, I think it doesn't really buff it more than what it already is. I think it would have been a-okay, just because these bosses, as you can see, spawn at way higher levels with insane health bars compared to that in Soul Red. I don't think in Soul Red the Ender Dragon had half the health that Dead King did. Not to mention Dead King had 2 phases. Ender Dragon really didn't do that. The only thing that we had to worry about the Ender Dragon was the fact that he did hurt. He hurt. Oh, no wonder these haven't disappeared. That sucks. I guess do I have a flint and steel? I do not. Well, I'll get rid of those at some other point. But yeah, let's see, what are we gonna do? I guess I can show off the crops over here. I did have double beetroot, however, I don't remember how I got oats or oat seeds, but I did. So, I kind of destroyed one section of the beetroot and planted these oats instead, just because this can also be used as an alternative for wheat, and it also crafts its own things from its mod. As you can see, it's the bakery mod. Then, of course, I have more onions, so yeah, plenty of crops, different varieties, and whatever the sorts is. If we could get those animals down and probably start... What the hell? And probably start a animal farm, sugarcane farm, get some extra crops, and then I believe we should be in a pretty good area to start making all the foods, just so that we can just fly through all these different benefits. I really kind of want to hit at least 60, just because, well, we get the extra armor toughness, some health, and the haste. I think the haste is really cool. If we're lucky, I think it would be really cool to hit 90 so that we could get strength 3, just because that'll add an additional 9 damage. No wonder I was flying through the air. I was trying to figure out what's going on. Let's see, this is my amplified little spell. It is slightly different from the original one that I have. The original one is projectile harm, double amplify with a delay, because if you do not include the delay, then it doesn't really register the damage properly. That's something I just learned not too long ago, getting into a little more specifics here in Ars Nouveau. Have never really dabbled too much into the mod, but seeing as Iron Spells is kind of nerfed, this is a pretty good chance to get into this and see how this all works. Oh, it looks like they disappeared. It's pretty cool. Never mind, I don't have to use this. But yeah, I do have this one, which is kind of the same thing, just slightly different. Here I do have some accelerate with projectiles, and the reason why I created this is so when I am in the Nether and there's some gas... What What the hell? I don't get it. I swear. I'm gonna need to put some torches in the cave under here, because apparently they could hit us from range if they're buffed. But yeah, this launches this projectile really quickly. So as long as the gas is in range of that, we should be able to do damage. And to be able to do that, I do have this guy, just from what I showed you guys last time. So yeah, I guess enough talking since I know how to talk, apparently. What? I thought I had soul sap. Do I really not have soul sap? Interesting. I thought I already did. Well, looks like we're gonna make a small trip into the Nether, which is gonna be pretty cool, because then I guess we could also go raid one of the little areas over there. Let's see. We'll attempt to cut them twice. I think we should be able to do that at least. Toss this in here, or shield. Kinda hardly been using it, but it's just when I hold this, it kind of negates the stats that we get, but I don't know if it still applies overall. Okay, no. Everything from the shields are just negated if we're holding the sword. Okay. This stuff shouldn't break on us, and let's actually take a quick trip into the Nether, collect some soul sand, maybe take out some gas, which would be phenomenal. And the reason why we would want to do that is so that we can make a couple of these health shelves. Just because we are going to need some of these to increase... Whoops, went too far down. To increase our enchantment capabilities, and I'm also going to be going out into the ocean hoping to find these small tiny little underwater ruins so that we could collect some seashells, because I prefer seashells, honestly. Let's see. Seashells. Yeah. As you can see, it from Solren? Yeah. Solren, we use seashells before we went into deep shells. But yeah, the seashells can increase the enchantment ability, and as you can see, it also can increase the arcana, which is something that we are going to want to get into. The only reason why it's kind of hard is because the Elder Guardian is insanely OP. He is also a 15k health mob that does insane damage because he is also buffed up. Cool thing is, we are closing in on level 100. And I feel when we are level 100, we should be at a spot where we can do enough damage to actually be able to do some stuff without struggling too much. Oh, that's what I like to think. Oh, why is it when I want to record, my nose all of a sudden gets stuffy, but before that, I'm a-okay. But yeah. So I'll hopefully find some mini ruins to collect enough seashell material and do that. If not, then we are probably going to have to go the hell shelf route, which is, it's all right. It's just, it kind of sucks just because the amount of quanta that we are going to accumulate is probably going to get really high, and I don't think there's a good way to get these shells of rectification. Yeah, as you can see, we're going to need to do that, and we're probably going to have to capture a ton of axolotls, which shouldn't be an issue. Because I just remembered I have 8 quantum catchers, and then we could also use buckets to capture some more of these guys. And what is this? Oh yeah. So, I guess I'll hold off on exploring in the Nether after all, just because there is a little bit of stuff that is added that we can actually visit later on. Because those are some pipes, and I believe there's some chests inside of those. Bastion, of course, as usual, or a remnant of it. I'm not sure if this is a complete one or not, but there's also another one in that direction. Okay, so I don't see soul sand over here, but I do remember seeing something farther this way. So all I know is I need to fly east, because I kind of already traveled a bit over here. That's why it's not lagging too bad when it comes to loading, just because I have been over here a few times. and that is because I did find a stronghold, so I have been collecting a few blaze rods. Okay, that's not soul sand. This is a little village. There's also another one somewhere over there. And somewhere in this area, there's also a little ruined portal. Oh, yep, right there. And if we want to get some cinders for our iron spell stuff, that's a pretty good spot to go. Let's see, yes, here. So, we're just gonna snag these pieces of soul sand, and as you can see, we do have some nether wart on top of it, so we'll mine that, take that. 24 pieces, perfect. Sweet. So here's some wart, gold, unbreaking 3, I'll take it. Why wouldn't I? And the diamond. We could leave the rest, we're not really in need of all that, but yeah. I have yet to completely explore all these areas just because I did want to do that with you guys in an episode. It's just right now I'm more curious about defeating this wither. See what level he is, how strong he is, and then we'll get into ours. I did not prepare everything for ours, which my bad, but I should have everything needed to actually get into it just because we need to make this guy, which I already have some of these guys. We have a ton of lapis, and I'm pretty sure I have the vexing archwood. If not, we have our magical forest that we could quickly go visit and get some of that. Okay, yeah, let's through this way. Up here, just a little bit. Cool. But yeah, we should be able to make that and fight a couple Waldens just to make sure we have extra materials, just in case the Wilden Chimera is actually that strong. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. Hopefully we actually win in these boss fights compared to before, which I did not expect to lose, honestly. But at the same time, I don't think I was ever close enough to truly see what level that damn Dead King was. So that raid failed, but I do believe we should be able to win in the next upcoming battles. But first, let's see if we have any potions, and we'll take them with us. So regeneration, ours, and some more regen. Okay, so we could technically use these for the shells, but I'll take this one and this one. Sweet. So we'll drink these two when we fight the wither, and just like that, I do think we have everything. Or I guess the smart thing to do would fix up our armor just a little bit. So let's take all this off, and we'll do this. Yep, other way, my bad. Boom, boom, and just like that. Everything's been fixed up a wee bit, just so it doesn't break when we are fighting. We have our sword, we have our spellbook over here, and let's see, do we need any spells? Because I store my spells over here. Okay, so not really. If I had to say any of these were helpful, it would be the shield and the heal. Let's see, what inks do I have? I have not been back to the catacombs, which I should probably do my best to go in and hopefully find some ink outside of the Dead King arena, just because that dude is still insanely strong. Why do I keep clicking on that? Okay, let's see what it takes to make this heal potion. Boom, boom. Heal. If we're to do this, we get a level 4, which is 14 health, which is way more than the 4. So we'll do that. Come over here, and let's reorganize these. So we'll take you out, and right next to you, we will put this new heal, and then we'll take you out, and actually we could leave you right there, and then you right there. Cool. So now we have our smite, we have our flaming sword, and then the ones next to each other the important ones in my opinion, is the oak skin, as well as the heal. As you can see, we are now healing 14 health, which is pretty good. That's basically gonna, what is that? 14 health. I'm not sure if it's also including some of our healing bonuses. So maybe a full set of hearts whenever we take damage, which is pretty good lifesaver in the event that we are taking that low. Okay, we'll take a quick nap, and then we'll head over to spawn and bring the sky into the world and see what happens. Cool. Time to head back to where it all started. Yes. The good old taiga biome. I did not destroy the farm, I just took whatever else, so we technically have this, but I did unclaim the chunks, so this is not permanently loaded. We still have some survivors from the village, which is pretty good to see. We should have named them, so we could be like, oh, it's Jerry. Okay, so head into our old mine, which I kind of needed to come back so I could steal a lot of this, what is that called? Moss, yes. Not like I have 7 different variants in my mod, but yeah, what the... Good, you're done. Slowness too, that guy sucks. But yeah, come back, steal a bit of moss, take a bit of these vines or glowberries so that we could decorate our area, make it look a little bit nicer, and okay, almost there. Okay, sweet, we are here. Now where do we want to spawn? Not there. I technically haven't mined all through over here. I've mined a ton over here, honestly. I kind of need to mine some more. I've been somewhat lucky with finding diamonds over here compared to where we are at, so... Okay. This seems like a decent area. Or decent enough to me. So we'll grab these guys, and we'll go 1, boom, and then... Why did I do that? 1, 2... Guess here it would be wise to take our potions. 1, 2. Awesome. Let's mine you right quick. And my guess is we just need a little bit more room up here. So, let's see. That should be enough room. Hopefully. Nothing should stop us now. Oh, don't tell me. Is it because we're in the old version that we actually had to put it the proper way? So we go here, here, boom, boom. Bring this back down. 1, 2, 3.
Countless dead souls merged into abomination of such terrible form that it defies description.
Okay.
The earth is stained by the very presence of this
okay, so he's level 75, as you can see. Oh. Oh.
The world breathes relieved without the burdensome presence of that horror.
Okay, that
so
guy...
long, at least.
Okay, damn. That dude just doesn't stop talking. And if you're wondering where it's from, it's... I'm pretty sure Enigmatic Legacy. I don't know what that mod truly does. After all, none of y'all helped me out. I've tried reading their wiki once. Not a single thing stuck in my head. But, you know what? Let's see, level 57. So he spawns randomly. It's just his minimum is level 50, I guess. Which is not too bad. I'll take it. So let's just keep slicing at him. But I do... Oh my goodness. Thankfully he came over here. I was about to attempt to put out all this fire.
Is gone, but a fallen presence will forever remain imprinted upon this realm.
Bro, you already had your dialogue. Can you just shut up? Well, looks like taking out the wither wasn't too bad. Okay, which honestly I appreciate. It does help us out a ton, if I'm gonna be honest. Especially when compared to the Dead King. So, it's nice to know that we took care of this guy. It did not clear over here. Or did it? Yeah, it did clear. Sweet. So, after this... Wait, I just noticed. Did I really get that many levels from taking him out? Ooh, that's gonna be pretty nice. That's pretty nice. We might farm the Wither. Cool. But yeah, next up is the Wilden. And we are probably going to have to fight him a couple times just because the thing he drops when he is defeated is pretty useful in a lot of the higher or more end game, I guess, crafting recipes in ours, just so that we can see how crazy our damage can become. But nice, we slayed the Wither, we got 3 eyes, which we technically only need 1. As for the others, I don't know what they do, to be honest. So let's head back up. And I guess it'd be wise to buy a skill point or 2, and then... Oh, that used up all our XP. Ah. Well, that kind of ruins things. I didn't expect it to use all of it. I assumed that I was gonna be left like 10 levels. Usually that's what happens, but I'm lucky. So it looks like I am unlucky. Okay. Any ores? Any ores at all? No. Let's see, if we go down lower, can we find something to slay right quick? Just because I do need to teleport back. Over here. Nope. No zombies, no nothing. Out of all the times that these guys have pestered me, I just can't have anything when I actually need it. I feel like that's just routine in games. Whenever you need something or want something, nah. But when you don't need it, yeah, it'll be there. Okay, come here. Sweet, 3 levels, that's perfect. That's enough to get us over there. We can always spawn in a couple zombies, take them out, and be on our way. Okay, so unlike last episode, this episode, we actually made some progress. We actually were able to do something. That's already huge. But that also makes me a little worried about the other bosses in the game. Because I do want to fight them. I do plan on beating all of them that's available and see how that goes. It's just I'm afraid of what level they are gonna be when we actually confront them. Are you serious? Just because, as you guys saw, the Withers, the first time he spawned, he was level 75, I believe, when we took him out. And then... Oh, hello there. What? Undead Archer. Oh no, you're gonna start a fire. No, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, cool. Fire contained. We don't need this place burning down. It still has some sort of sentimental value to us. And, okay, cool. Now we could head back home. Perfect. Let's put all this away. Boom, 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 boom. We have eyes. We got 2 nether stars. That's tremendous. Let's see, what do these bags have? Wither roses, that's nice. So, infernal sponge. Interesting. Possible drops, wither sword, skeleton, rose, warp, blaze rod, and random stuff. So I guess this is random? Is it like a sponge, but it just never gets dry? That'd be super cool. That'll help us a ton. Toss that. Toss some extra skulls, you, the roses, and as for the wither sword, consumes received healing to repair items. Oh, that's just because of the life mending. 100% chance to inflict wither 2. Any other usage? No. So unfortunately, it looks like a trash sword. Well, trash enough for us to discard it because our stuff's pretty good, I won't lie. Okay, sponges, we don't need you right now. If anything, we need a Wilden stuff. Yep. As I said, we have a few. We're gonna need a few lapis and arch wood. So we have blazing. I'm pretty sure we needed what, vexing? Yeah, vexing. Okay, so let's make a small trip to the magic area. First, we are going to need a wee bit of levels. This is why I kind of like this, just because our spawner, or one of them, is max spawn, so it'll just quickly spawn these guys, and then they'll just drop down here, and we just take them out. I really hate these purple dudes. There's no reason for them to be able to do all this little extra, if you ask me, but what can I say? Does add a huge varying difficulty when you do play. Drop that off, and we don't really care about those, and let's head back up. 28 levels is more than plenty to teleport around a couple times. Sweet. Okay. Vexing wood. We have this. What else are we gonna need? So turn these into lapis. Okay. Might as well just do this. I don't know why I didn't do that from the get-go. 14 blocks, that's plenty. Just get that wood, and then we're going to need our ritual brazier. Is it upstairs? No, I have it on me. Cool. And then I don't think we need everything or anything else besides that. Okay, looks like we effectively have everything. Look at this. That's annoying. Too far away. That's insane. Truly insane. Yeah, cool. I should probably get a screenshot of the wither at some point. Teleport. Yes. Brain. No worky. So here we are at the magical forest. Honestly, I just had... Where? I think I could just go this way into this little area, and I usually just fish right here. I don't know why I come all the way over here, but it's nice to go fishing here. But I also like fishing over here in this area, just because I managed to get a couple pink salmon. And the sea lantern prism, whatever it is that I need for the seashells. As I was saying, we have the ocean monument here. However, whenever we get hit by that mining fatigue, you can't really mine here. So I'm looking for things like this where you could get some, and hopefully we could get enough so that we can get our enchantment up to level 60 at least. And then I'll look for an ancient kingdom and beat up the warden so that we could get at least level 80 enchanting, because I'm pretty sure level 100 happens after the end. But yeah, vexing. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, now is there one on the edge that I can just mine completely? I mean, there's that one. Okay, I like this one over here. Yes, perfect. Separated enough where it doesn't look like it's messing up the forest. Boom. Sweet. And that should just take care of you. Let's see, how many? 5? Is that it, or is there more up here? Boom. Nothing here. I don't really see saplings there. Oh, there they are. Perfect. Now we could grow a couple of these back at base. It would be wise to take at least one of each. However, That's too much work for right now. I don't really care. Not to mention, I don't know how it would fit into the aesthetics of our place just yet. Same with the cherry one. It looks pretty nice. However, I'll deal with all that later. Okay, actually, since we're actually in a lower level area, this would probably be a pretty good area to fight the Wilden. Let's see. I need to go south to get to lower area because this is that. So let's actually fly to here, and then we'll actually fight the dude. Look at that. Oh, this thing is so good. If you guys manage to find this in a dungeon or in a dungeon chest, highly recommend getting it. Early game elytra. Ooh, nice. Now I know that there's another one of these out here to go raid. But yeah, early game elytra. So good. So good for getting around, honestly. And you don't need rockets or nothing. So good. And then this should be another human companions thing, if I'm not wrong. Let's see, I don't see a name. Oh, there you are. Hilma Alexson. Axelson. Oh, you're a crossbowman? Nice, nice. We do need people. We do need archers in my regime. Would definitely help with security. Take out those pillagers at their own game. Especially since I could actually buff their crossbows and buff up their armor so that they do massive damage. Okay, sweet. I think this is a pretty solid area. Okay, let's get started. So, crafting table. And right here, we'll just do this. Yeah, that's the one that we have the most of, so we'll make that many. Let's see, we can make one more. And that's still the highest one that we had. Did not mean to do that. Let's just have our heal ready just in case. Come over here, grab our brazier, throw you down, and yes, we're gonna be swapping out one of our rings for this. Just in case this does get blown up, I could pick it up right away. And I'll show you guys what it does without adding stuff to it. So if we just put down one of these and right click, it'll spawn some Wildens for us to attack. As you can see, we just come up, take them out, and then we'll be able to get some more material. As you can see, we're getting some more spikes. But yeah. So it does look like it does swap between some of the mobs. It's just random, so that we can accumulate some more of these so that we can actually fight the Chimera. Because if you do want to fight the Chimera, all you have to do is hold shift on this, and as you can see, when augmented with the spike, horn, or and wing, has to be all three, then it will spawn the Chimera. So if you only have one of these guys and you have three of it, just make sure you are holding a looting sword and spawn it in a couple times, and at some point you should be able to have a little bit of something to actually fight this dude. So let's actually get him spawned in. So one of these, and one of those, and then when we right click, that should officially spawn in the Chimera. And okay, looks like he's in. And if we go, oh, level 7. Okay, so nice. Compared to all the other bosses, he will be in level with the area, which is kind of nice, but it also makes them kind of easy for us, which honestly I don't really care about, just because that means we could farm them even quicker. Just because if we press you want it, as you can see, we can make the Archmage spellbook with this, which will allow us to make even crazier spells. And if you guys watched, or if you guys are on Minecraft modded TikToks, you might see some people create some wild spells using ours. And yeah, this will let us use those tier 3 glyphs to be able to do all that. Well, limited, because we are pre-120 and pre-121, so there's a limitation to that. But yeah, as you can see, we are going to need the Wilden Tribute to be able to make these marks of mastery, because those guys can be used for later. Reactive, interesting. And then here, so that's just showing us that we make these marks of mastery. The reason why we want these guys is because we could use it to upgrade the Ars Nouveau armor to whatever tier or the 4th tier, I guess. And where else is it? I swear, it's used in something else. I could be, oh, this it is. You see, you use this with lesser focus to be able to make these specified focuses. And if you are using the spells of harm, they are considered an earth class. So making an earth class or a focus of earth will allow you to reduce the amount of mana used and will boost the damage of your spell. So yeah, if we take a quick look here, this would do way more damage because if we come up to this guy and launch it, looks like we do maybe 300 every time we do it, so just spam it a couple times. Ooh, interesting. Sweet, took him out quick. Yeah, so we'll make a couple of these just so that we may be able to do that, and I'll farm it a few more times. But yeah, I think this would probably be a good place to end up, so just so that this video doesn't become crazy long, and the next episode we can actually take a quick trip into the Nether. But let's take a quick look at some stuff before I truly wrap it up. So, what's next after the spot that we are at? Technically, there's a few paths that we could go. So, we can go to the Ocean Monument, however, we are not strong enough to fight the Guardian. I don't think that can happen anytime soon. I do want to make a little bit more armor, and I kind of want to be able to get some new weapons. But in the meantime, there are some things that we can attempt to do, which is travel to the Twilight Forest or the Aether, which would be a pretty fun little bit. And if we come down over here, where is it? Is it this? No, it's up here. This one. I keep forgetting it's this one. But yeah, looks like there is a slight path, or there is some sort of guidance in as to how we should be challenging some of these enemies, or at least I'd like to think this is showing us the path to be able to attack these guys. So, looks like some of the first guys that we are going to want to fight are these Swampjaw, the Bellringer, the Daim, the Insatiable, and Rosalind, before we slay the Netherman, which is an architect of chaos. Interesting. Ah, he's the night lib boss. That's pretty cool. So, I will look into these guys, figure out how to get all their summoning items, and then we'll see how it goes. But for now, this is the end of this episode. We were able to take out the Wither, we took out the Wilden Chimera, and I am probably going to upgrade our stuff and probably farm this guy a few more times just to make sure that we have enough of these Wilden tributes to be able to make as many focuses as needed, just so that we can start dabbling in some higher level Ars Nouveau stuff, so that when we do go fight the Guardian, it makes it a little, or not a little, a lot easier. And then, how I said, next episode, we will take a quick trip to the Nether. We will explore the fortress, we'll explore a couple of the structures, and maybe attempt to fight one of these bosses. But yeah, with that, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a like. And if you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, advice, and or have anything you want me to see, let me know down in the comments. How I said, I am open to playing some mine colonies. However, I'm not sure if you guys want to see me do that. I might do that just on my own. And if there's anything specific you want to see, make sure to let me know. I feel somewhat confident in my ability to explain some of the stuff. So yeah, always open to helping you guys out. And if you guys are enjoying the series and want to keep following along, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and make sure that bell notification thing is enabled so that you guys do get notifications whenever I do upload a video. So, with that, guys, until next time, peace.